What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I know that I'm so far behind, but keep in mind, I wasn't putting out as much content as I normally do over the past couple of weeks while I was traveling. So even though this says like 2 weeks ago, I should be able to rip through the the comments a little bit faster just because it's not actually 2 weeks worth of content. I think I was doing like single videos per day. There were days that I didn't even get a video out. So that being said, I just want to thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for leaving comments and supporting the channel. I appreciate it more than you know. And let's go ahead and dive right into the first one. This is from a video I put out obviously a while back talking about how reward cards were potentially a long-term problem. And I think my main point with this as a refresher for folks was the fact that they're so crucial to the meta. They're so powerful. And even though I put out like, some random ideas, not even ones that I would necessarily back, but just the idea of, well, how can you compete with something that people get for free? If the company gets their money from selling cards, but you also give them out for free as rewards, why would people ever buy the ones that they need when they can just earn indefinitely the reward cards? So let's see. Christopher Charles here says reward cards existed before DEC. It's so built into the DNA of the game that they can't get rid of them. They are also one of the main reasons, including Matt, keep playing the game. And the cards have to be good. No one is excited to get bad cards, so they won't play for them. We just need to figure out how to unlock them so that cards become deflationary and most of the problem is solved. I think the idea that I had still holds some merit, so it doesn't always need to be reward cards. I think if they were able to get functional skins that could do some things, that could be pretty cool. But again, we're very far away from that, I should say. All right, so Keegs says, why not just have reduced rewards for non-KYC account? It's the fundamentals of what they were trying to stop. I'm not even gonna touch that one because people are so sensitive about KYC, and I get it, right? This is supposed to be a decentralized game. It exists on the blockchain and all that. So I think you're always going to have a contingency of people that just don't want to do anything KYC. But that's that. All right. So Christopher also says, 2 comments on the same video. Thanks, Christopher. I thought it was going to be 3. No. All right. So the thing is, if card supply is drastically reduced, in a few years, it will be hard to get all these cards and their prices will be much higher. If you pair that with lower price packs and smaller sets, it will actually start becoming cheaper and more desirable to buy new cards. So then it will compete. All right. If you want to solve the wild problem in team revenue, you have to reduce the existing supply of cards. All right. So here's where I don't disagree with most of what you said, but I do think that there is an argument to be made as a disagreement with you on the card prices will be much higher. I mean, look at alpha and beta, for example. Those card prices, yes, I mean, they're technically higher than, the rest of the sets, but they're not like highly desirable. There may be some clutch meta cards. I would say that there's more meta cards in Untamed rather than alpha and beta. But, and looking at what some of the top wild players play, it's not like, just because a card is alpha or beta and because it has such a low print rate, people are going crazy for it. Maybe if we get a crazy bull run again and everybody just wants whatever they can get, then sure. But for the most part, I don't think that's going to be the case, right? Like they're trying to create demand for those cards on land. And so I think to have the assumption, which to me has been proven wrong many times over, that just because the supply is low, and the cards are older or whatever the case is, that they're going to have some kind of value. If the demand isn't there, if power creep is a thing, right? So if power creep plays a role, I just don't necessarily see that being the case. Now, with the rest of this, I agree with you. We have to reduce the existing card supply no matter what. But just because cards are older, or like older edition, I should say, I don't necessarily agree that because they're older and because they have, fewer cards in circulation, that they'll be more expensive or hold their value or increase in value. All right, so this is on the unlocking reward cards should cost 17x burn value. So Christopher says, you don't give cards value by charging a lot for them. Cards hold value based on their usefulness versus the supply. That's it. It doesn't matter at all how much we paid for them at one time, and that should be very obvious by now. If you notice, and what's funny is I agree with that because that's exactly how I treat my cards. I buy them from, again, as a player, and I don't even know what the value of them are. is that the right? What's going on with my grammar today? I don't know what the value of them is. All right. So if you notice, most of the cards that are expensive right now were at one time from the cheapest packs or were given out as rewards. If we want cards to have value, get rid of the excess supply. If we're going to charge for the unlock, make it cards for cards, burn 5 cards to unlock 1. Eventually all cards become scarce and they all get more value. I mean, I am not opposed to reducing card inflation by having this, right? Where you burn older cards to create new ones. And therefore the game grows in a much more controlled manner because the cards end up being very deflationary as an asset class in certain cases, right? Unless the team wants to launch more, at which point they get to determine the price, they get to determine the supply, right? Versus the reward cards coming in. So, I mean, again, I am for that, and I don't disagree with you there. All right, so but hold on, wait, I knew I had something here. Sorry, Christopher. That being said, I think I still disagree with charging a lot for them. This is not okay. So, yeah, on the fundamental level, I agree with you, right? Just because you charge something doesn't mean charge a lot for something doesn't mean it has value. But what I think you're creating here isn't the cost of the card, meaning that the value that the cards have. It is the gate, it is the barrier to creating the NFT and not allowing the market, and especially, I don't even want to call them bad actors in the market, but exploitative actors in the market to flood the market with a bunch of cards for super cheap, right? Because this goes back to your whole thing, right? The supply. So if you want to keep the supply low, well, then you have to keep that barrier of entry actually somewhat high. Now, the thing is, if you're a player, you don't really care about this because if you have the cards and you play with them and you have no intention of unlocking them or trading them or selling them, then it is what it is, right? I mean, sure, you could choose to unlock them over the time frame, but as a player, I'm not planning on unlocking many cards, at least not at this point in time. Probably the only ones that I would unlock would be any gold foil legendaries because I think there will be a market for that. But if it comes down to it, where it's just like nobody's buying gold foil legendaries, and if I pay the absurd unlock cost that it would be for a gold foil legendary, and risk not being able to move it, that again, I'm not going to do that, right? I would just sit on it, throw it on land, have it do some kind of, or have some kind of value there. Okay, so Christopher also says, unless we get a large influx of players, these cards won't hold value, even if they're just a few are unlocked. Most current players don't need them. They have soulbound versions they can play with and get rewards. I predict that if these cards are unlocked at 17x, within a month, they would have their price cut in half, and then it would just bleed out from there. But see, here's the thing. If people would not be unlocking the cards if they were selling for half. So you would get this limited supply of people that were really overzealous, unlocked it for 17x, burned a ton of DEC and vouchers, right, along the way, which is fantastic. And then the market determined that there was no demand for this. And therefore, you and I would look at the cards that we have sitting in our collection and say, yeah, I'm not going to unlock mine. And so all of a sudden, the circulating supply of NFT versions of these cards would not be very high because, and if they were, it's because people paid a ridiculous cost to unlock them, which would have been beneficial for the ecosystem. So I get what you're saying, but to me, it's still a win-win either way. And I'm not as worried about the oversupply of the NFT versions of the card that would just bleed out because if we were to get that, it would be because we burned so much DEC and vouchers, which would have, in my opinion, knock-on effects, secondary effects for the SPS and the flywheel. Okay, so Firebolt says, whoa, some cards may not be needed. So in reality, you can rent mono cards for way less than 1k DEC a day. True. Supreme Victory Records, thanks for the show. You got it. Joffrey says... Wait, why are these together? Okay, so Joffrey says, bro, every video you do, you imagine everything going up in price. In reality, everything's been going down. Come on, bro. I don't imagine everything going up in price. But, I mean, this is a good call-out, Joffrey. I'll try to be more cognizant of it. I don't imagine everything going up in price. I imagine that if, and I'm saying if here, SPS goes up, it carries things with it. Not everything, but I think it carries a lot with it. And I don't think, in terms of like upside, this is not financial advice, but in terms of upside, obviously I think SPS has the most upside because cards are an inflationary asset class and the meta always changes. So unless somebody really wants a card, they can probably get by without it. I'm living proof of that. I think there's a bunch of people that are living proof. All right, so Tiger FEV says more players come in if SPS pumped to XXXX. I don't know if that was like a response to this, but sure. Yes. But here's the thing. This is all contingent on if more players come in. And I don't want to say this as I don't want to say this as something that's like superfluous or just like over dramatic, but it's literally the team's mission right now. It's the team's mission so much that they're disregarding making advancements and game improvements for current players because they're asking us to be patient because they want to get the game in a position where they can go out, do marketing, and bring in the masses. Now, whether or not you think that they can do it is irrelevant in this situation, simply because I'm saying if we get that, mainly driven by the fact that the team this is the stated goal of the team, right? So if the team is successful in their goal, that would mean new players coming in, right? And then, of course, we can extrapolate from there. All right, People's Guild. What's going on, People's Guild? Beaten International Travel Channel to the punch, and another one. We just want to make the comment show. Awesome, dude. Glad to see you here. And if you guys are not familiar with the People's Guild, one of the best, if not the best, podcasting content out there for Splinterlands, you should check them out. Your practical approach and breakdown of the numbers present a very compelling argument for all folks. Lurk in, join the mix. It's good fun. Play with your bags. Also worth calling out that despite all the haters, we appreciate you greatly, Amiga. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And likewise, appreciate your content, man. CompuTV says, the issue is that the team has decided to turn this project into a company that only enriches the team. It's basically a Web 2 focused company focused on profits. See, like, I'm going to acknowledge this comment, and I'm going to obviously very much disagree with it. I mean, sure, maybe historically you can look at a lot of things that the team did that were very short-term focused in terms of trying to raise money and capital for the team. But over the last 9 months, with Matt being there and the direction that he's taken the game in terms of trying to focus more so on adding value to the economy, I don't want to assume anything, CompuTV, because I know you're a frequent commenter here, right? So I think you do know what's going on, but I would just say that this is fundamentally incorrect for where the team has been, for where the team has been for the last 9 months, and even before that, right? Matt maybe wasn't at the head of the thing, but he was definitely trying to push value to the ecosystem. It's just his vision was competing with Aggies at the time. All right, so Gigaster says, I'm one of the pre-sale buyer of nodes. It grows my SPS as I always sold vouchers for SPS, but right now I'm holding vouchers to sell again. I know this comment is like 2 weeks old, but I wonder if all of the talk about vouchers is going to shake things up a little bit. All right, International Travel Channel, Panda, let's go. Oh, so I guess these are comments. It's not like indented the way that it used to be, so it is what it is. But thank you, Snowballs, too. All right, so Asmon says, oh, yeah, an SPS to 5 cents or 50 cents. We'll do some other stuff or not. Sure. Okay. Another one. Thank you, International Travel Channel. Oh, this one. Look at all the replies this thing got. All right, let's go to the base comment. Whoa, there's a lot here. Okay. Joffrey. Let's dive in. I've made $3 in 3 months in SPL, but I own almost max Soulbound deck, medium level gladiators, and a few hundred in CL, bot token, $100 SPS stake, etc., etc. But I've paid probably $50 in renting SPS. Enough said. Meanwhile, Luvium is paying millions for the next 4 weeks. Who would ever invest here? You can call me salty, whatever. I don't care. Block me. I've lost over 10 grand in 2 years in this game. If you can call it that. I'm a hater. No, bro. I'm realistic. I'm here to save any new players their money. Example given. I bought all CL summoners for $300 to $400 each. Oh my gosh. They're going for $2 BCX now. Are you kidding? I guarantee you this game will fail before 2025. I paid $2 grand for a validator node years ago when Matt said it would be live in 1 to 2 months. I sold it for $500 4 months ago. Well, hey, it's at least you got $500 out of it. You could probably barely get $200 now. All Matt does is pre-sale garbage that never come out. The community should hold him accountable. What the hell? I bought GLX. I bought Moon Cards. I bought Tower Defense. These projects were all lies and crap. Matt will just keep making crap. Now, okay, so to be fair, well, let me just finish this. Well, so what happened to Walking Keys, Gank, Luke, Ashley, Tails, Dwayne, bro, get a grip on reality. I'd love to see you respond, but you won't. Wait, dude, I always respond to your comments. You can't. You just keep making unrealistic dream videos. Love you after summer, your dedication. But keep in mind, you constantly make financial advice videos. Try to think you could seriously hurt new players listening to your hopeful dreams. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Wait, okay, so Joffrey, I always try to respond to your comments. I know you've been talking a lot about Parallel. Obviously, there's a lot in terms of Illuvium right now, and I think that's totally cool. There's a lot of opportunity, and I've been telling people to go explore other games because I think there's tremendous opportunity across the crypto gaming space right now. That being said, I agree with you in the sense that I'm in the same boat. I was obviously buying a lot of stuff for much more expensive, and unfortunately, a lot of my buys will live forever on the internet, right? Because I recorded them or talked about them. I when you're taking or blaming Matt for all this stuff. I don't think it was all Matt. Granted, Matt, is still a co-founder of the game, and the leadership, I would say, has been very different over the last 9 months. Although to your point, the results haven't been right. Yes, the team has created a lot of really cool things around the game. I personally think they've made the game a lot better in many aspects. Maybe there's other aspects that need to be improved. But if you're judging a project by the token prices and the prices of the assets, it hasn't, right? So I agree with you on that. It's been a really rough go, especially these last 3 months, but obviously even since last year. Now, look, I would not like to think, or I don't think that I make unrealistic dream videos. I'd like to think that I'm much more realistic, if not bearish. I mean, there's a reason people call me Papa Bear for a while. So I'm not trying to get people into the game to spend lots of money. In fact, I think that would be quite foolish right now, not just for Splinterlands, but for any project. Like, even with Illuvium, I would caution against like just aping into stuff, right? Like, go ahead, play a game, jump in, and this is what I loved about Parallel, right? And I think you and I can at least agree on this, Joffrey. What I loved about Parallel is that I spent $30 on a starter deck, and with that $30, I played a ton for like a month or a month and a half. I made, I don't know, $300 back in terms of Prime, and was able to recoup my costs. And now my relationship with that game is completely casual. I go and I play whenever I feel like it. I don't, whatever. Now Splinterlands, to your point, has a very high barrier of entry. And I don't know, actually, I do know. I do believe that either the rentals, right, will be the way, or they follow a scholarship model similar to what Axie did back in 2021. Now, is it going to be sustainable? We saw Axie, boom and bust. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think it's still possible for new players to come in and actually be quite successful, whether it's through renting or whether it's through, especially with the one-click set rentals, or whether it's through scholars, which obviously there's, a decent, there's built-in delegations and things like, tools for scholars at this point. So, I mean, I get what you're trying to say, and I appreciate you coming in and thinking that you're trying to help players to avoid anything. I would like to respectfully disagree with you that I don't think that I'm selling a dream here. I've just been playing this game for 2.5 years. I made a lot of actually really great friends IRL, right, through it with Darkest Night and Walking Keys, around this game, around crypto, and just around like the ethos in crypto gaming. And a lot of it is just, I enjoy hanging out with you guys. And I know I haven't been able to be live as much. The comment videos have been able to suffice for now, at least in terms of the scratching that itch. Although I do plan on getting live much more this summer. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of folks here. I'm not trying to necessarily make new videos. I don't know why I'm being so defensive right now. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. But I look at it as I'm just trying to reconnect with a lot of the community that are here. And if new players come in, I will caution them the same way, right? They can go look throughout my entire history where I talk about the good times and the bad times. And never am I ever trying to sell anybody on, hey, dump your life savings into this game, right? I have no idea where it goes. I do know that it's only gone down for pretty much the entire time that I've been here, but that doesn't change the fact that I enjoy the game and I enjoy the community. So if you found other games and other projects, I think that's awesome, man. Like I personally can't wait to dive into more of Illuvium, can't wait to get back into Parallel, even though they nerfed my guy, Lemmy. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm curious to see, because there was a lot of folks that responded. So I feel identified with your comment here. I don't want to add anything apart from what you said. I only have a question. Did nodes pay you SPS? Yes, they did. Okay. Chris says, I'm fairly salty about a lot of this too, but you're blaming Matt for stuff Aggie did. Moon Cards, that's literally a different company. All right, so a lot of people were saying the same thing. Your IGN? Oh, someone's trying to creep on you. If you lost so much money, then someone else made so much money. Thanks for your donation. Sorry, Smurf is trolling you. The team are the real winners here. They have released things with no product several times. Probably try to give themselves some runway. You know what's funny though with this is like, I mean, if you're going to say that the team are the winners here, yet the company's still like 6 months to 12 months of runway from going bankrupt. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did get super rich, but it's just like, okay, well, they had something that they could have really put forth. And they really could have milked for a lot longer if they had just done it the right way. But I don't think, and so I'm saying that all not in the sense of like, obviously things were mismanaged, and that's not my opinion. That is the opinion from the top down, right? That's why there was a major change. But I don't know. I just find these comments funny. Really sorry for you guys that entered SPL at insane peak. Before that, people were selling off, telling the game was near to die. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, you know what? Let's move on. Let's see, how far am I in? All right, we're only 20 minutes in. Let's keep going then. All right, so Joffrey. Oh wait, see, I can't tell if these are two separate comments or if this is a reply. Okay, well, let's start here. Fireballs. Where's Aftertown? Who is this fella? Excellent points of perfect bullish sentiment of what may lie ahead of this election year. Let's make Splinterlands great again. All right, you know what, Joffrey? You're absolutely right. Look at me. I'm just selling people on a dream about why this bull run will be different for Splinterlands. Okay, so your point taken. All right. Yeah, I think these are all, man, this is just not as easy to read as it was before. Sorry, guys. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, so user, great username, says, the game's last breath will be when CL is removed from Modern. The team already had their profit and abandoned the project. Matt and others are just there to enjoy a possible new bull run, but they lost the momentum. They won't spend any resources in the game anymore. They will just sell packs, cards and packs until the game dies. They can't release a single mobile app. They can't update one pixel of 6 to 7 year old playing interface. The cards mainly owns lost insane amount of value. All assets in all-time low. Thousands of promises, very few honored. So let's see. Okay. Team already profit abandoned the project. They can't update. Okay, so I mean, a lot of what you're saying is not wrong. I'm not going to sit here and try to debate you on it. There is one thing I wanted to address, which is your first comment here. The game's last breath will be when CL is removed from Modern. Now, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with you on this. I have no idea, and I can't tell the future. But I'm aligned with you in the sense that that's going to be a monumental shift and moment for the game, and I have no idea where things go from there. I think if there was ever a ticking clock for the team, it is not sure. Yeah, I mean, runway is one ticking clock, but I would say that the louder ticking clock, in my opinion, is getting the game into a position where either you bring a lot of new players in or you increase sentiment and increase whatever and make the game freaking awesome, so that when CL rotates out of Modern, Chaos Legion rotates out of Modern, we're not in the situation we are now. Because at that point, then I probably would agree with you, right? If we just go down until Q2 of next year and they launch the next set, I don't know how many players that went heavy on Rebellion will go heavy again on, whatever number, is it number 6? Yeah, so Alpha, Beta, Untamed. Yeah, number 6 will be. Okay, Nicola says, shaking of excitement on why the bull run will be different. Sharp VidTube says, still takes too much time to play for a tiny potential earning. Again, it's funny because I don't want to be that guy who's like, you're here for the wrong reasons, but because I came in for the for the same reasons as you. But I think what's happening now is if you are viewing the game through that lens, I think Matt is not so subtly trying to shake you out of the game, right? And I don't mean that in the sense where he's like deliberately trying to get earnings low, but it's that kind of incentive that drove the game to its crazy hype, but also to its crazy crash afterwards. And if I were Matt, if I were trying to bring in new players, the players that I would prefer would be the darkest nights of a year ago, right? That didn't think about how much money he was spending in the game because he actually enjoyed it and was just spending to play the game. Okay. Let's see here. Now it is stuck because I guess I'm so many comments behind. There we go. We just loaded up. And where did I leave off? Oh, did I skip some? I think I might have. All right, let's just do a couple more. Now that I'm back, like I said, expect a couple more videos like this. I'll try to do one every day so I can catch up sooner rather than later. As you can see, I covered some ground, but clearly it wasn't enough to get into the double digits here. So let's do this. Mad G says, if Parallel can pay out hundreds a month to a growing user base with no investment needed, good luck with that. Ahaha, NFA, but it's time to sell. I'm so tired to discuss games in terms of how much they pay out. The economies are all the same. Came early at high risk. Take the jackpot if it succeeds. After this, breadcrumbs. The point is not this. The point is to enjoy a funny, I think you mean fun game, and have some return back. Also, no one is asking you to buy cards in SPL. Someone else can do that. You can rent and play and also earn with a good APR if you're good at playing. I agree with this, and I think that there is an arbitrage opportunity here that most people are just not looking at because either A, they already have the cards, or B, new players aren't coming in and really exploring it. But one of the things that I've been waiting for on my alt account is to get the one-click set rentals because I want to see what that experience is like. I mean, I know, shout out to Peak Monsters. They have the deck thing there, but it would just be easier to do it literally with one click and do it through the team's website so that I know exactly what I'm getting. I can find it. I don't have to worry about, either the price goes up or the levels are different. So I just want to see what that's like, and then I'll try to explore that avenue to share my thing with folks. All right. Once again, I think I'm responding to replies now to comments, which is going to make this even longer. All right. So several 100,000 SPS. So 300,000 SPS. 0.0112. Oh man, SPS is not even that much anymore. Who in their right mind would invest that much into token all-time lows that has consistently lost value over 6 years? Well, keep in mind, SPS has only been around for not even 3 years. But and if you want to earn, you need 400,000, 800,000 SPS stake, $10,000 worth of cards. Wow, so for $7,000, I can maybe make a few dollars a day. That's ridiculous. I promise you, SPS will go to zero. Never gonna pump, brother. Parallel is paying out hundreds a month in Prime. Hey, look, Prime crashed too. He totally stopped making parallel content. Did Matt yell at you? The only life-changing thing SPL offers is losing anything you put in. Don't worry, the devs will run tens of thousands of bots. No, so this is funny. No, Matt did not yell at me to stop making parallel content. After they made the change with Planetfall, I just got so behind on a bunch of different things and I wasn't paying attention to the game economy. And I didn't feel confident just coming on and making random content about what was going on there. Although I have been following it a little bit more now, so I'll try to get back to doing some content as well as streaming it, which is something that I know you've been asking for. All right, so Alabamify, what a cool name, says, who in the right mind should join Splinterlands? Thanks for the videos anyway. Listening to your dreams is my dirty pleasure. I don't know how to take that. I guess thank you. But seriously, accept your bag and move on to something serious like a profession or a side gig. Fair enough. You could do that and play games. All right, so KCC Chilling says, thanks for making these videos. You make the community lively. Please don't stop doing this because of bitter players that lost money. We're in here for something bigger, and I still believe in the future of this game. Well, I'm with you on that. All right, Sudion says, please give a shout out to Rice PH members, Suteru, Dantrin, Guruvaj, Vinzi, Astuse, Level Up Life, M. Decine, Who's Who, Psychros, Trio, Top. All right, Fizz, Ate Georgette, Got B, Eco Instant, and Mochi Love. All right, hopefully I was able to say all those right without offending anybody. But yeah, shout out to the Rice PH members. All right, we'll do a couple more. I think I said that already, but we're gonna do it again. Oh, see, I did answer this one. All right. This is getting weird. All right, let's just do a couple more because then I'm going to refresh this page and figure out what's been answered and what hasn't. All right, so Nickelbar says that one dude leaving multiple FUD comments per video. I think I know who you're talking about. It's all good. I love you all. It doesn't matter. Leave FUD, leave salt, leave, I don't know, fairy tales and flywheels. It doesn't matter. I love you all, and I hope everybody is successful in whatever they choose to do. Davion says, a lot of ways to earn SPL. There's ranked games, brawls, tournaments, and if you're not good at the game, you can earn from staking, liquidity pools, and market arbitrage opportunities. True. That's actually one of the things that I really love about the ecosystem is how complex and dynamic it is. Although, it doesn't really matter if everything's going down, which has been the case. All right, so Mitch says $1 SPS would be nuts. I can't see that happening for a long time, if ever. Maybe after it stops being printed. Yeah, that would have to be a long time thing for me too. I cannot. You know what? So let me put it this way. I cannot imagine SPS getting back to $1 anytime soon with the way that the tokenomics are. And if we grow the player base even by a couple thousand people, I don't think that would be enough. That being said, crazier things have happened. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. All I'm saying is that when you look at the fact that a fully diluted market cap for SPS, or sorry, not fully diluted, but a market cap for SPS with, a $1.5 billion 1.5 billion token kind of circulating supply, that would be $1.5 billion in terms of market cap, which is not actually an outrageous amount if you think about it, compared to where many other projects were at the height of last bull run, which you would expect, with inflation, with everything, that some of these projects might reach even higher market caps overall. That being said, for Splinterlands, I don't think it competes with those other projects. So I always think it's going to be a mid to low tier game. And that's not trying to throw shade. It's just, it's not going to compete, right, with the Illuviums and the Parallels of the world. It doesn't have the money to. So therefore, 1.5 billion in terms of market cap, while reasonable for a game like Parallel, right? And I think Parallel was almost there, actually. Well, not almost there, but close to $1 billion. I don't know that that's in the cards for Splinterlands unless and until they can really get, I don't know, tons of users in, potentially bridge to a chain like Base and get a lot of hype and momentum. Okay, let's do just one more. So Coldaz says, if SPS moves to 3 cents, I'm quite certain there will be more accounts playing. LOL. The rewards will definitely go down. People are very quick to calculate these returns. I agree, but that's something that I really like about this, is that the market will always find some kind of equilibrium, and at least at this point, I know this is about the SPS to 5 cents can jumpstart the flywheel. At least at this point, with the implementation of the Wild Pass, if it becomes profitable for these bot farms to come in and start playing once again, right, or bot accounts, we'll call them, to start playing once again, they'll all be burning SPS, sorry, not SPS, but DEC and vouchers, which will ultimately have a positive net effect, maybe not immediately, but in the long run for Splinterlands, but and SPS. But that's all I have for you guys in this video. Lots of fun comments here. Thank you all for leaving them. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.